Welcome to Political Anarchy, an alternative source for today's economical, political, and geopolitical news. Now today I want to take a look at an article from wolfstreet.com which says that toxic debt still plays Spanish banks and taxpayers will end up paying for it. Now the article starts off saying that European bank authorities are finally beginning to pile pressure on poorly performing banks to clean up their books. Something that should have happened a long time ago, but as often is the case with European regulation, there is an elevated risk of unintended consequences. Now when we scroll down, it says here that this is more or less what happened to Banco Popular, the mid-sized Spanish bank that went under in June of last year. No matter how creative the rescue plans its management came up with, including spinning off a bad bank called Sunrise, Popular simply couldn't find a viable way of disposing of its non-performing loan without crippling its financial health. So this article goes into depth about Spain's fifth largest bank, Banco Sabadell. Since the 2008 financial crisis, Banco Sabadell has been Spain's fastest growing bank. It more than doubled its size from holding 78.7 billion in euros in assets to 173.2 billion in 2017. I mean, that's that's definitely double its asset size in less than 10 years. So when we go down here, it says, now some of those assets were toxic, including the ones acquired from Bank Caja de Arroz del Mediterráneo, other words is known as CAM, C-A-M. The assets from CAM proved to be difficult to unload due to their diminished or impaired value. When Sabadell took on CAM's assets, the DGF, Spain's Deposit Guarantee Funds, they guarantee all insured bank deposits throughout Spain. They're basically a government agency that insures all of the bank deposits, would cover 80% of the losses incurred on CAM's 24 million portfolio of real estate loans. CAM's loan provisions were completely wiped out in 2014. Sabadell asked the DGF to cover 825 million in 2015, 980 million in 2016, and 1.3 billion in 2017. It isn't hard to see where we're going here. Meanwhile, Spain's second largest banking institution, BBVA, has been contemplating selling off their dodgy CAM assets obtained in 2012, which would spell more trouble for the DGF. What would happen if the DGF runs out of funds? Of course, you always have the good, hard-working taxpayers. Government intervention and a taxpayer bailout is definitely the way they would go. But this does not look like a good sign. If you look at it from the outside looking in, if banks are going to continue to manage themselves in this manner, what does that say for the rest of us? First it was Banco Popular, then it's Banco Sabadell. Who's next? Clearly, the steps taken throughout the years have not been the correct ones, which is why I always say if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Be careful with all of your holdings in any banking institution. Now that's all I want to say about this one, you guys. I really thought this was an interesting article. It definitely spells out what could be the case for the future for different banking institutions around Europe if they're participating in this same type of activity. But I just wanted to spread this information out, and if you guys like it, just let me know. If you want to hear more about this, please don't hesitate to put the comments down below, and I want to know what you guys think about this. Alright guys, and that's all I wanted to mention for that first article. Now this second one it's not too long. It's actually coming from a Political magazine. This is what happens when Bitcoin miners take over your town. So this article is really interesting. This is all about freedom. It's all about anarchy, and it's all about what you can do when you put your mind to something. I'm just going to read the first couple articles. I'm going to put the description down below so that you guys can check it out after. Now it says here in East Wenatchee, Washington, hands on the wheel, eyes squinting against the winter sun, Lauren Mahe eases his Land Rover down the main drag and tells me how he used to spot promising sites to build a Bitcoin mine back in 2013 when he was a freshly arrived techie from Seattle and had just discovered this sleepy rural community. Goes on saying, the attraction then, as now, was the Columbia River, which we can glimpse a few blocks to our left. Bitcoin mining, the complex process in which computers solve a complicated math puzzle to win a stack of virtual currency, uses an inordinate amount of electricity. Thanks to 5 hydroelectric dams that straddle the stretch of the river about 3 hours east of Seattle, miners could buy the power more cheaply here than anywhere else in the nation. Long before locals even heard of the words cryptocurrency or blockchain, Mahe and his peers realized that this semi-arid agricultural region known as the Mid-Columbia Basin was the best place to mine Bitcoin in America and maybe even the world. The trick though was finding a location where you could where you could put all that cheap power to work. You needed an existing building because in those days, when Bitcoin was trading for just a few dollars, no one could afford to build something new. You needed space for a few hundred high-speed computer servers, and also for the heavy-duty cooling system to keep them from melting down as they churned out the trillions of calculations necessary to mine Bitcoin. Above all, you needed a location that could handle a lot of electricity, a quarter of a megawatt, maybe or even a half of a megawatt, enough to light up a couple hundred homes. Now, this article really goes into depth about the opportunity taking place in the Great American Northwest when it comes to the anarchy that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is going to be, providing the economy out there. It is a really good read, and I really do think that, this represents the greatest form of political anarchy because, through technology, through us, trying to figure out different ways that we can better ourselves and better humanity, we will be better for it in the future. And that's all I wanted to say about this one, guys. Like I said, I'm going to put the link in the description of this article below because I really want you guys to check it out and let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about this article. Until then, keep it cryptic, and I'll see you guys in the next one.